Hello and welcome, this is Rooflemonger. So, Vegito, he recently had a gameplay stream from the Japanese developer's end in Japan, and while, there's no hard numbers, no hard notations, none of that kind of stuff, there's a little bit of gameplay, so I figured let's go over what we do know about Vegito just from watching this video here. So what I'm going to do is clip around a bit. I'm going to talk about some of his normals, which are being displayed right now. I believe that's his stand light right there, and that's the auto combo string. And we'll just kind of go into more depth from there. So yeah, let's start at the start here. I believe that right there is a stand light. Now, it's very different than most stand lights, to be sure. But right here, this nice little chain here. We got our second hit, and then this is basically the auto combo right here. It dunks you nicely, and then they go for the homing dash follow-up afterwards. So basically, while it looks different than, say, some other people's stand lights and then the rest of the auto combo chain, that is, this is what we got for the auto combo. Now, this is a fun game of whose medium is it anyways, because he's got a lot of different moves. Now, this, I assume, has to be the stand medium stock, right? Maybe that's crouch medium, the little Lindy hop there, because he does seem to go into it. But then we also have a very visually similar move where he can also do similar to what we saw right there, and instead he's attacking with a fist instead of his foot. So I'm not sure if that's a command normal or what it is, although going by this and some of the other footage I've seen, I think he has what we call reverse beat. Now it's similar to what Ultimate Gohan has when he's maxed out level, so he can go into mediums and lights, because I've seen some moves here where he goes into the Lindy Hop and then he goes into what is definitely his stand light attack, and from that I have to guess, maybe wager, so he has the reverse beat, meaning once again he just goes from mediums to lights. So this is one of those things without proper footage. I can't be 100% sure, unfortunately, but I think he has it. And right there, that's the example. So I'm not sure if that's down medium or not, but it goes down medium or whatever it is right into the multi-kicks, which we figured out is the stand light anyways. Now here we have his basic key blast. That's the little explosion, very similar to, I guess, Jin's fireballs in Street Fighter vs. Tekken. Now I know no one ever wants to hear about Street Fighter vs. Tekken ever again, but that's my initial impression. And he also seems to have limited range over where they explode. So seemingly either close or further away, and honestly, as it looks, I think it's pretty fantastic, honestly. No travel time, it just explodes, just a hitbox, so it looks like a very good harassment tool, honestly. The close one, not so much, but the far one's got some decent range, as you can see here. So once again, since there's no travel time, it's not really something you're going to be able to react and homing dash to. So unless you're already homing dashing, you're just going to get smacked. And see here, the hitbox is fairly generous. It seems to basically match the explosion for the most part, so I think it could be a pretty alright move. Now, next up here is definitely a defining move of Vegito. It's the Spirit Sword here. And I'm not sure if this is a special move or if this is just his down S. Don't know either way, but yeah, so the move has basically kind of like a 45-degree arc. It really kind of struggles against hitting a standing opponent, as you can see here. But it has an incredible aerial hitbox that was displayed later on in the video. The tip of that sword, the hitbox is there, but it's really only going to hit people in the air, people on the ground not so much. This is also pretty much works off basically any normal. Once again, I don't know if that's a down S, down medium rather, down 4 medium, whatever, but it works off a lot. And here's a quick example here. If we get any amount of airborne, even that basic key blast we've shown before, as long as you get them in the air, that hitbox is going to take over and you get some people at some pretty fantastic ranges. Now here we are with the aerial version. Goes at a very steep angle here. Once again, I'm not sure if this is a motion move or a down and S move, but still, either way, pretty cool. It is range challenge. The hitbox hits all the way down, so that part's fine, but you got to be mostly beside the foe to get it. Now, as you can see here, it's just going to whiff, but if you can get somewhat close here, closer than the guy is right now, there we go, I think next part's here. So he's double jumping just to show the range of that too. Then he also has an aerial grab move very similar to Android 16, and you get a follow-up in the corner. Now, I believe that was the light, and the light will whiff. Yeah, there we go. The light will whiff mid-screen. However, there is another version that will not whiff mid-screen as long as your timing is on. I think that's right here. There we go. That might be the medium version, have a different angle. And then, yeah, you see here, dunks him. It's always going to dunk him on the opposite end, it would seem. but that is something at the very least. So it is cool, and there's some utility, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later on. But yeah, I'm actually super impressed with that move. Now this right here is the air grab proper, and this might be my favorite move for Vegito. I know that seems weird and lame to say, kind of, but Android 16 is my most played character in this game. So I really do a lot of like float over gimmicks and loops with the whiffed air grabs and stuff. And yeah, I think it's gonna be awesome. Combined with that with like the massive downwards energy sword, which is what I was alluding to earlier there, I think he can basically do what Android 16 does with the float over game plan, and better than Android 16 could ever do it. So I'm a big fan of this. The fact that it's an air grab is not a big deal, so much as it lets you cancel out any block string and do like weird crossover gimmicks, float over gimmicks, you know, mix-ups and all that. That's a pretty decent part of Android 16's game plan. It looks like Vegito can do the same, and potentially better than Android 16 could ever do it. So I'm super looking forward to that. Next up here we have the Sassy Kicks. So he crosses his arms like he's too cool for school, and that's pretty much it. Does have a wall bounce built into it, so it'll probably have some neat corner combo applications. But for the most part, this is some of the more generic part of his offense. It's definitely a special move, but it doesn't seem like, you know, I'm sure you'll be using it in all sorts of combos, but for the most part, it doesn't seem like it'll be much of a use outside of combos. Now, next up here, I'm not sure if this is the basic Ki Blast or not, but it's definitely a big old wave of fireballs, and this is also his assist, just so you know. He shoots out multiple Ki Blasts, very similar to Android 21's Down and S Ki Blast, although much more fantastic, as it shoots out quite a bit more fireballs, as you can see here. So yeah, it's just a really good screen control move. Now, we're not sure if this is a weak Ki Blast, meaning you can homing dash through it, although with the amount of projectiles, I'd have to assume it is. Now, Vegito also has a counter move, a straight up counter move. It's pretty rare in this kind of game. He does a little pose, and if he catches you, then he dunks you real fierce. And this move is also super cancelable, just so you know. These moves are generally harder to use, but it still could be pretty interesting. We'll see how it plays out in actual combat. Now we get on the supers here. You can see this is a big boy super. This is a massive full screen length spirit sword. Now also, it's hard to get from this video, but the move comes out quite quick, and every time they do it, it hits, so I can't tell the recovery. But if it recovers quick, you might be able to get multiple level 1s, like say someone like Vegeta can with certain combo setups. So we'll have to wait and see on that one, but yeah, this one looks like it'll be pretty good. Now, the big Spirit Sword is not an Air OK super, but we do have an Air Only level 1 super. So it's an instant transmission followed by a big old dunk here, you see here. So if you got nothing else, you can always finish off your air combos with this. So he does have the ground and the air covered. And now the big boy level 3. So this is the Special Beam Final Flash Spirit Kamehameha, otherwise known as the Final Kamehameha. So yeah, just so you know, he still has the monster giant size hands right there. So that is not fixed. But yeah, so this is a full screen level 3, also air OK, although they get the air recover out of it like Vegeta's Final Flash. But yeah, just the fact, full screen beam, air OK, eminently useful level 3, guaranteed. The damage might be on the lower end, but we don't know how it scales yet. But I can just guarantee you, man, this is going to be a good level 3 no matter what, because just to have a full screen beam is always good. And in fact, this air OK, all the better yet. And seriously, look at those hands. They're still huge. So that's the basic breakdown anyways. We kind of got a decent idea what's going on from this video, although once again, since it's not in the English language, there's no notations, all that. It can be hard to discern some of this stuff anyways. But all I know is, from what I've seen, I'm reasonably impressed from what I saw about Vegito. I know the thing I'm the most excited about, which is whiff air grab float over gimmicks, is maybe not the most exciting. There's a lot of people who are looking forward to Vegito, but I like what I like, you know. Besides that, this big old Spirit Sword, that's definitely going to be a thing. It kind of sucks that it seems to have trouble hitting standing people, but obviously that's by design, because it has such a massive, as you can see right there, hitbox for people in the air. The fact, I'm still not sure if he has reverse beat or not. Once again, that's the fact you can kind of hit things out of order outside of the usual light, medium, heavy. Maybe go like medium, light, heavy or whatever. We'll have to see. That's what it looks like from this video, and that's all I can really go off right now. His assist is potentially pretty good. It's not going to be like a lockdown like Vegeta necessarily, but as it stands with the big multi-projectile, it looks like it'll shut down the neutral pretty good every time you call him out. And plus the fact he jumps while he does it is always better than not jumping. Say you block a move, sometimes it can still hit the assist when they're on the ground, and when they're in the air, it just makes it a little bit harder to do that. I do like the player 2 color is like seemingly a Goku Black knockoff, as you can see here. That's kind of cool. But overall, I gotta say, I'm provisionally excited. Honestly, of the two, I'm still slightly more excited for Zamos, but well, we don't know how he plays. This is what we were given, so this is what we're gonna work with. But all in all, I think he looks pretty dang cool, and that's all I can ask for. I don't know if he'll be top tier, I don't know if he'll be low tier, but he looks like he's got a toolbox, and that's what's important. So we'll see how it all shakes out. Anyways though, my friends, that is it for this video. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this video found you well. Go out and play some Dragon Ball.